Imagine a 54-year-old man giving their cell phone number to...
So go watch her video to understand what she's talking about there, and I'm gonna try it best I can to explain my experience with school, as I have a stepson who's in high school, and we've had some issues with our stepson, and the school has been no help whatsoever. And this is another thing that I think if more people understood what's going on, how schools work now, there is only so much that you can do to parent your children. And I know it's different from what she's talking about, but the schools do not have your children's best interest in mind. Okay, things have changed. If you don't understand where things are at, let me explain it to you. Schools are in a race to accumulate as many federal dollars and state dollars as they can, essentially trying to be the best district, but not in the way you think. They have no interest in being the best educationally. No, they want to become the most profitable they can be. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, but schools are nonprofits. How are they profitable? They have board members that make money. And the more money the schools get, the more money those board members can get. That's why they get raises and stuff. They are getting other benefits as well. If you don't think they're getting any money, you need to look further into your school board and see what's going on. Now, I'm in Colorado. I really don't like to say the name of my city, but I am for this video, and I'm in Colorado Springs for those that don't know. That's where I am. So if you see me out and about, try to be nice. But in particular, School District 11 is the school that I've had to deal with. And I will tell you right now, the admin staff, while I think they're doing the best they possibly can, they're being held back by the board, the school board. And that school board is going to keep them from doing what they actually should be doing. In addition to that, while they have police officers in the school, those police officers are useless. You guys should know that. The police officers are there at the benefit of the school district. And as has been explained to me, and I've looked into legally, those officers really can't do anything unless there's something major that happens. So even if you know that your child is doing something illegal, or you know another child is doing something illegal, if it is not on the scale of a danger to other students immediately, they will do nothing. And that's not a joke nor hearsay. I have reported multiple things to the school district. They have done nothing about it. They have handled one incident because it was an immediate threat to students and a student got expelled because of it. But other than that, they have done nothing. And D11 in particular, it has a fentanyl issue. Huge fentanyl issue. And they're not interested in dealing with it. I say that because they are, but they're not. Talking to multiple police officers and talking to multiple members of the drug unit for CSPD, Colorado Springs Police Department, they have indicated that their only interest is going after the big fish because that's the only way they're going to stop the problem. And look, I understand that. I get it. You've got to stop the people doing the distribution. I get it. And I appreciate the officer that really tried to explain what I already knew, and I appreciate him taking the time. But when you know your child's in danger and you're trying to do everything you can, you're basically being told they're not going to do anything about it because they're not going to dedicate resources to it. That's ridiculous. Full disclosure, my son ran away from home. He was on drugs. Fentanyl was one of those drugs. And he decided to take off because he didn't like being told what to do here. You know, every teenager goes through that. They don't like being parented. They just don't. But the fact that he's out running around doing that, we can't do anything to do that. And this is a whole series that I haven't even put together yet because there's a lot of things people don't understand. Basically, as a parent, me and mom have learned now, we don't even have a right to go pick our son up. We don't have a right to make him get rehab care, nothing, and the school won't help. There are no truancy laws in the state of Colorado, meaning your kid can decide not to go to school and there is nothing you can do about it. And I'm not even kidding. You can go look this information up. I'll debate it with anybody if they think it's not a thing, but there's no truancy. And as of the age of 16, even if they can try to press something, they won't. So public education hasn't been what it was in a long time, but it's even worse than that. It is basically just daycare for your kids at this point because they won't enforce any laws. They can't tell your kids what to do. They have no teeth in anything. None. And so that's why I'm not surprised when this woman talks about how the school tried to make the teacher the victim and the kids the criminals here. Now, I support, in D11 in particular, I support the teachers in trying to do what they do. And I understand why it is every time we've talked to the teachers, they're so exhausted because they're literally doing everything they can to try to help these students, teach these students, but they're getting no backing from admin staff. They're getting no backing from the board of directors or the district at all. None. There is no support. And D11 in particular is doing everything they can to reform education at this district to be more in line with getting rid of things like CRT. And this has been talked about a lot. If you're not familiar with that, you need to be making yourself aware. But I want to make this video because hers kind of triggered me to the point of what I've been going through. I haven't really put it anywhere public. I'm not going to get into full details necessarily, but I was beyond, just not being able to believe how limited as a parent you are in many states. It's not just Colorado. It's many states where the laws have changed. And I get it. I'm trying not to make this video too long, but I get that children have been abused by parents before using the mental health care system. I'm a victim of that. I'll be glad to tell that story if anybody wants to hear it. But I understand why we had to change the laws, but it's like there's no in between, right? It's either we give kids all the rights and we take all the parents' rights away, or it's the opposite of that. And there's no in between because the lawmakers that are doing this have no idea what's actually going on. And the laws being made are so ineffective, and there has to be a middle ground, and there is currently not. And I wish I could work with somebody in the state to make this work, but the problem is it won't matter because they're not listening, and it's not an issue they care about because there's no money in it. And that's been such an issue. And I'm telling you right now, I know the stuff that's happening with schools in other states is bad, but where kids have so many rights that they can just get themselves in trouble beyond help, it's ridiculous, and it's a really sad state of affairs. So anyway, go watch her video if you still haven't, please, and understand how really bad things are. I'll be glad to answer any questions as far as things I know in the state of Colorado if you have questions or concerns. And if you want to know more, just let me know in the comments. I'm so exhausted from all of this. It really is taxing. I don't even know what to do anymore.